Welcome to Bentley Motors. I'm David Hayward. I'm the Operations and Projects Manager for the Bentley Design Studio.
My name is Kevin Baker. I work at Bentley Motors. My job here is I'm in charge of the design modelling function here, which basically means that all the design models that we have here in Bentley, my responsibility to deal with. One of the latest technologies that we have is the rapid prototype system, which allows us to develop things in a totally new way. That goes from small scale models to a full-size model that you see here today.
The accuracy of the machine also gives us the ability to take a full-size part and scale it down to a 1/10 scale. Once we have approval at 1/10 scale, we can then move on to our larger production machines to be able to produce 1/3 scale models and also full-size parts. The advantage of going to the larger machine is that we've got the ability to use multi-materials within the same printing process. So we can go from a rigid plastic through to a clear and then finally up to a ABS material that gives us the ability to support parts being made for the other engineering functions. We also have the ability to produce rubber components as well, and there's a variety of tensile strengths that this gives us the ability to produce. Currently the machine is making some 1/3 scale wheel rims and tyres. An example of this is this part. So this is a 1/3 scale tyre that will eventually be used within a 1/3 scale model. We've put designs for the actual glassware itself and the decanter. Again, with this machine, we could produce those in clear. There's a number of parts that we can make on the multi-material machine that we have. One of the ones that we do on a fairly regular basis is the tailpipe trim. We can reproduce grills, mouldings, headlamps, door mirrors, and every part that we see on the car that is either used on the interior or the exterior. A design intent production model.
We can simulate what the car is really going to look like. This is how the technology is moving forward. What we're really showing our bosses is absolutely reality.
Not only do we make the best bikes in the world, there is nobody in the world that can make a bike the way that we make a bike and the amount of time that we build a bike. How much is each person put into it? There's never less than 100%.
At Choppers, we use technology as a tool. It's new, it's great, and you can't use it without the people. We have a very advanced Fortis 400 MC. It makes our components lightweight, and they're just as strong as some of the aluminum pieces that we use. It lets the creative imagination run wild when there's no one to say, hey, you can't do that. We had an individual from China come. He really wanted a golden Chinese dragon themed chopper. We wanted the entire dragon to have life throughout the whole bike. Its tail wraps around the rear tire and it kind of slips up, slips down, curves over. Everything's completely unique on this. And then at the front of the bike you have this dragon head. It couldn't just be any dragon. It had to be one that we created and put like heart and soul into. We injected it with life and adrenaline, and it has emotion. This dragon is angry. It has power, and it has character. And how do we make that? When it all came down, there was only one option, and that was to print the head out. Just when you think you're out of options of what you're going to see at OCC, we have a Chinese dragon head here. So now that we have the 3D print and it's just gorgeous, the Fortis did exactly what it promised it would do. We can take this, we're going to drill some spotting holes in the back here. This is actually going to be bolted onto the actual main frame of the bike, and then the rest of the body of this dragon is going to be just blended right into this. So it's all going to make sense and fit. The possibilities with the Fortis 3D printer are endless. Right now, there is nothing stopping our creative minds from just making the coolest bikes in the world.
My name is Craig Kruckenberg, CEO of Minimizer. We are a manufacturer of plastic truck parts for the heavy truck industry. We've been in business since 1984.
Here at Minimizer, some of the projects that we work on are injection molded components, and primarily right now we're looking at several mounting brackets. A lot of these parts are made from glass fiber and rough, rugged plastic materials, and so it's a challenge to prototype those products. With the Black Ultem material, it's very high tensile strength and rigid. We found that the Black Ultem is a good alternative for us to prototype these mounting brackets and even take them out into the field on a truck and test them out. When we make an FDM part, we mount it on a truck, so a lot of times there'll be a lot of drilling using fasteners, even mating parts together. The Black Ultem material is valuable because if there needs to be any sanding or cutting of the part, it allows us the flexibility to do that, but still have an aesthetically pleasing part to put on a vehicle.
The reason for the Black Ultem, and we're excited to see that, is that's 90% of the color of my product in our industry. We caught one of our OEs actually using the product in road trials with the Ultem, and they decided that, you know what, in this application we don't need that many to tool up for it, so if you could just print this out, 15 of these, it's for a military contract and they just need 15 units right now. So we said, okay, give us that part back, we'll give you the Ultem in black. And so that's when we found out that this came out. We were going to paint it, but now that it's coming out in black, we don't have to worry about the paint.
Having the black material is a big bonus for us. We don't have to spend the time to finish the part, and at the same time we get the same material properties that we look for in the Ultem material.